Hello everybody, my name is Brian Downing. I'm going to show you how to generate first half of the trading ideas using the European Economic Sentiment Indicator, the ESI. Now originally I was trying to use Quandel data. I don't know, I'm questioning the use of and the quality of Quandel. But I've just decided to use the horse's mouth, get the data right from the source. After some lengthy and exhaustive experimentation, I came to this page. If you type in Google Economic Sentiment Indicator, you'll come to this website here at Europa EU, and you'll come to this time series section. In here you will find all surveys right here. So this is what you're going to download. This guy right here, the seasonally adjusted data. And I'm just going to hop right into the MATLAB code, all the different pieces. What you're going to do if you're using MATLAB, it's so much easier than .NET. I'd hate to see what it's like in other languages. But anyways, you can use this URL right, download the actual URL, and then where the package is, the zip file. From there you can use basically the MATLAB to unzip. I've confirmed it right here. You can unzip it. And you can automate all that, of course. Now, this is where MATLAB is very helpful. It took me a long time to figure this out, but once I figured it out, it was like I was hitting myself over the head because it's so stupidly easy. It's always the case, right? Anyways, if you come under here under import, actually what you'll do is, let me just show you the contents of what that ESI stuff looks like. So if you come under, I don't know, the zips, I don't know where I can't remember when I did this. Well, either way, whatever you download your file as and you unzip it, you'll get these spreadsheets. And there's the ones that begin with CC. I don't bother with those, but what I do use is the ones that aren't CC. So what we're doing is we're calculating services, retail, industry. I don't really use the ESI. I don't really need it. And building and consumer. Consumer sentiment, building starts, industrial, retail, confidence, as well as services. So let's say if I go under industry, let me just pull up this file. Let me show what it contains. And here's the Excel. We have a worksheet here under tab, and it will contain all the fancy schmancy data here, all the most recent at the bottom, and you can basically import all this right into your MATLAB workspace. Very powerful. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so I was talking about this import here. So if you open up one of these files, I don't know, let's choose industry. What you can do is you can select all. Now your data output, I'm using table, and I just go with the default. And make sure you pick off the right tab, right worksheet, and then you just go blah blah blah, import. There's a trick here. Here you have to retain the date. You don't want to convert it to numeric. You want to convert it to cell, and you can import into your workspace. So this is the name of the variable or the table called industry total whatever, and that's what it will look like. Okay, so that's right in the workspace of your Excel. Woo! Pretty cool, eh? Pretty easy. That's why I use Excel. So keep saying the power of Excel, or sorry, MATLAB. Okay, so if you thought that was cool, check this out. I'm sure, hopefully, you've seen this. Under import, you can generate your script. You can also generate a function, but in this case, I'm just kind of lazy. Just generate script, and it will go out and generate all your script for you. So if you run that, you can create the same workspace if you did it manually, but here you can automate that. Cool, eh? Anyway, so what were we working on? Industry, was it? Yeah, industry. So let me pull up my specialized script that I've created using that method, as well as, here it is. So I've created the script, what I just showed you, but I've added a few items at the end. Now this was not fun, this is not easy to put together, but it's here. So after you clear the local variables, what you gotta do is, the reason I use table is you'll see the header is retained in the workspace table here. So because of that, it makes my life a lot easier. So I can now search those columns of those specific names. So essentially, if I pull out the Excel, let's say for instance this column would be the EU, and then over here this would be BS. Well, actually, let me just show you the codes. It'd probably be easier. Here you'll find the codes: EU, EL for Greece, IT for Italy, so on and so forth. Now, I don't use all of these countries. I'm only interested in what they call the European area. So that would include countries like Germany, Belgium, Greece, Spain, Finland, Italy. I'm sure I'm going to forget one. Netherlands, Austria, Finland, Sweden, UK, and I'm sure I forgot one of those. And they also, and Denmark, just due to the fact of liquidity and blah, 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 all that stuff, okay? So each one of these, let me just pull up a better file. So this would be used for Belgium. And if you go to the bottom, you'll see that you have the most recent date, as you can see here, for these metrics. Right on, right on. I'm sure you're probably already confused, but that's what YouTube is for, to rewind the video and watch it as many times as you need. Okay, so we have our code, or header column, as you can see here, or here. So that's why I create a matrix like this. And also just for simplistic sakes on the plot, I got another representation of the country, Austria, Belgium, all that. And then I have another one for the title of the chart: Euro area industry, Austria industry, Belgium industry, because we're working on industry. Okay, so we predefine that, and then what we do is we need to calculate our long view, which country which has the best long opportunity as a country. We calculate the average of the last 4 months of this row here. So after I calculate for each country, I'll go in and take the 4 most recent months and average them out. And all I care about for the long is the highest average and the lowest average, and that's our long and our short. Okay, so I maintain that in this loop, and whichever one has the highest average, that's my long. Whichever one has the lowest average is my short. Pretty simple. We don't care about the middle stuff. That's dead money. What we want to do is maximize our spread. Okay, so what we do is we loop through our spreadsheet. This guy. And you might be asking the dimension here. Where do we get that? We calculate that by running the size function on the countries table. Okay. All right, or it could be any of these really. Okay, so we've got that, and then what we do is we do some funky manipulations with the tricky part. We convert to a table, and we convert the table to a cell data type. I know. And then what we do is you'll see in the original data there are usually NAs in the string. We've also got what else do we have? We want to remove all rows that have an NA. We also remove the first row because that's typically the header, like so. Right here, so we want to remove that. And the other thing is, just in case there might be some NANs, we remove those too. So we can do that by running this. I know, it gets confusing. So what we do is once we have removed all the NANs and the spaces and the empty values, all those rows, what we can do is then we can create, let me just pull up to see if the cell, so basically our cell will just have the date and the rate of that particular country that we're interested in. Okay, and that's the second column. That's the first column for the date. So rates and dates, yay. So we create a time series, or a financial time series, by concatenating the two, and that enables us to plot right on, right on. And as I said, what we do here to calculate our long and our average, we sum them up. Previous 4 months. Is our average less than our short average? If so, assign it. And we maintain it for reference, and we also maintain the average, and we also maintain the actual title that it corresponds to, which is of course the country. And we do the same thing for our long, okay? And then we index, or we add one to the index, and at the end we spit out our short and our long, as well as the average of each. Okay, so let me just run this particular one for the industrial. Let's see, in their editor. Okay, so let me just run it. So it's running right now. It takes a little bit of time, obviously. It's going down and processing all this stuff, so give it a little bit of time. I could be telling you some jokes here. But to do this manually, you'd be looking at probably 1 hour to 2 hours a day, a week. You probably want to do this monthly. And typically what we'll find is the short and the long, as I said, by sector, because we're doing industrial for Europe. So for Europe, we'll be able to determine our long and our short for that sector. So in this case, it's finished. We have now figured out, or the systems, or this function or script has figured out that our short will be France, because it has the lowest average. And then of course UK, which is our strongest at 7 for the long. So from there, what we'll do is I have functions that can easily pick off that Yahoo tracks any particular French stock that is an industrial. We can use that as our short trade for that particular stock. And I've already shown you some of the metrics that you can use to grab that set of stocks for France that are industrial. Also, I can do the same thing with a long as well. So we can pick off industrials for UK, that are the strongest, and that's now going to be quite possibly based upon how we filter out the French industrials and the British or English industrials. We can determine our, as I said, our short or our long, and then add either the short stock and the long stock to our watch list, and then that can be our magical pair for Europe for that particular month. That's pretty cool. So let me show you the charts. Now, again, I keep saying that you will get some hidden gems here. So let me just pull you up the industrial for UK. Nothing exciting there, but let's say, what was Spain, the ES, right here. This is now Spain. For some reason, it's figured out that the last 4 months the lowest average. So let me just show you some of the other stocks here, or sorry, other countries, regions. So we're going to pull up, let me just first pull up the Europe area overall. So here's the overall chart for Europe, but you can see it started to dip towards October 2014. So let me pull up the individual ones. So we have here, this is Austria. You can look at Belgium, so it's dropped off. We could look at Germany. Now again, the only ones we really care about is the UK and Spain. We have Denmark. We have, like I said, the Europe area. This is Greece. Now the funny thing is with Greece, it's kind of a shock when you see things like this where it just spikes up over the long run. Let's see what we got here. We have we were looking at Greece. So you kind of get the idea of all the different stocks. I think the one I want to show you may be interesting is Portugal as well. Here's Portugal. So you can see a sudden trend, and it's these little gems here that come out of nowhere that you wouldn't think. But I guess it's calculated the French and the industrial are short and long. So let me just run through this. So that is the industrial. Let me run the consumer. As I said, it takes a bit of time. So each one of these will have its own set of charts. See where we're at. Okay, it's still running. Alrighty. But you get the general idea. I'll probably run one more. Let's say I'll run the. So we've run the industrial, I believe. I'll run the services. So here we are. A Greek is average is the short, and the long in this case is sweet. So let me just check out those two. So we have here Sweden is, I believe, it should be this one. Yeah. So you can see there's a bit of strength there, and the French industrial will be this one. Yeah, so you can see a bit of weakness there. Okay, so let me run one more of these little scripts. But again, I have retail, services, industrial, consumer, and building. Okay, so I'm going to run the services. Hopefully you can see the power of this. But it's pretty exciting to watch, and it's all automated. And again, once it's calculated, it's long and short. I have the capability to run another script that will run it to capture all the stocks for that particular region via sector. And again, there's also needs to be understood that there is defensives and cyclicals. So if there's a downward trend overall, you can use that and then narrow down even better trade ideas and trading pairs. Okay, so in this case we have our short is Italy and our long is UK. So let me just check out that. So we just did services. So in my case we have UK again. UK is just pretty well strong. You can see generally how strong it is. And then we also have Italy for the week that's short. And just dropped off there, yeah. So there you go. I'll do another video on running these by sector, or sorry, to get the actual particular stocks for that region, and then maybe even breaking it down if it's cyclical or defensive and so on and so forth. But pretty powerful stuff, and you can see trading ideas get generated automatically and then automatically added to the watch list of all the other videos that I've done. Hopefully I'll help you out. Talk to you later.